How are we doing, YouTubers? That was my 4-chord, let's call it like a Jim Heath, Reverend Horton Heat inspired Travis picking exercise. We'll call it an exercise. You could turn it into a song if you like. So I'm going to actually provide this whole lesson for free today. I'm going to provide the tabs. I'm going to provide a sound slice file, which is, I'm just going to have a nice close-up of me playing it with scrolling tabs underneath that you can slow down. All available via my Patreon, so you don't have to be a member. You just click on the link or visit this link here, and you'll find that in a post that will be available to the public. So I want you to see what I'm giving my Patreons, and also it's just nice to do something for everyone once in a while. Mind you, my videos are always, I think, quite giving in the sense that I show you everything in the video, you just might not get the tabs. So check out other videos in my channel. Now, while I've got you here thinking about that, it's really worth, with this song, if you want to learn this style of playing, I did a full tutorial on Where in the Hell Did You Go With My Toothbrush. Now that song, it's got... Okay, that's actually, I just made something loosely from that song. It was a long time ago I played it, but it's a really slow kind of song using these same Travis picking idea. So that would be a great introduction to this style. If you find this one a little bit too, high-paced, go check that video out. I'll put it in the link below. Visit my YouTube channel. Just look up Adrian White and look for Where in the Hell Did You Go With My Toothbrush, because that would be a really good example. Now, if you enjoy the way that I present the tabs and the sound slice and you'd like to have all those things, of course, consider joining the Patreon. But also, there's a new feature now which is really nice on my YouTube videos. If you happen to jump over to the YouTube variant of this, or you're on the YouTube variant of this, where you can give thanks, you can do a super thanks, and that's a really cool feature. It allows you to pop a little bit of money my way if you get a lot from this lesson. So just something to consider. Otherwise, at least comment, like, subscribe. All these things help. I've kept you long enough. Guys, I'm going to bring the camera forward and we'll get straight into the lesson. Before I do, actually, just thank you to X-Ray Cat Trio and Death Ray Cat. Death Ray Cat has an awesome channel. He's also got some great Reverend Horton Heat Travis picking exercises and bits and pieces from songs. So go check out his channel as well. He has a Patreon. Wonderful guy. Awesome guy. I bought one t-shirt. He sent me one just to be supportive. So there you go. Anyway, getting on with the lesson. Here we go. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is play through it at a medium speed. And this will actually be for the playthrough of the sound slice as well. So... Okay, so you'll notice at the very beginning there, I did two things. I did one version where I hooked my thumb, and in the next version, I barred my first finger. So you can really do either. I'll show you both options. Let's get into it. First finger right across. If you want a bar, just put it right across the 3rd fret. Okay, we're not obviously playing that chord. We don't even play the 5th string. We don't play the 1st string, but that's essentially what you need to be able to do. Okay, so what we do is we pick the 6th string, then we pick the 4th and 3rd, and a few tips here with the right hand. Just rest your pinky on the 1st string, 3rd finger on the 2nd, and 2nd on the 3rd. And this will kind of do the bass notes, and the 2nd finger, and obviously down from the 2nd finger up or down, depending on how you think of it, will take care of the other strings. So if we're barring like this, we'll pick the 6th string, we'll pick the 4th and 3rd. Okay, so I'm using the pick, and then I'm using my 2nd finger. Sorry, that will probably cause the camera to go funny. I won't keep doing that. So 6th string, 4th and 3rd, hammer the 2nd finger. Didn't even do that right, so it feels weird. So there you go. You can see me hitting that 4th fret there with my 2nd finger. Now, if you're finding that impossible, you want to try the thumb, we simply put the thumb on the 3rd fret there like that. Put the 1st finger on the 4th string, 3rd string, and 2nd string. Okay, now that can work. It can be tricky because you might find it hard to, when we hit the 2nd string later, which I will break this down. We're just thinking a little bit about this initial starting point. You've got to be able to hold that 4th fret and get that 3rd fret on the 2nd string ringing. So I can do it. You might find it easier, I should say, or you might find it difficult, and you might find this a little bit better. This gets your knuckles a little higher. Okay, and if you're good at bar chords, you'll probably find that no problem at all. So play around with it. Okay. So moving on with what we're actually doing with the right hand. So we pick the 6th, 4th, and 3rd string. Okay, just pull your 2nd finger slightly up and back. If it's hitting the pick, then your angle's probably no good. If you're too much like this, you know, or if you've got the pick kind of there and you're finding it's hitting, you want to make sure that the pick is ahead of the 2nd finger, so your 2nd finger's got a little room. See, there's a little bit of angle there. I'm not sort of like this or like that. It just should be comfortable, okay? So hammer. After that, if we do the 4th and 3rd string, hammer. Then after the hammer, you play the 6th string. Then your 3rd finger will pick the 2nd string. Like that. We're picking the 2nd string with the 3rd finger. And then the pick hits the 4th string. Just like that. Now we go to the next chord. So we'll get a little bit of momentum now. Okay, it's very challenging changing chords whilst all this stuff's going on with the right hand. But the good news is when you change the chord, because we're only picking one note at a time, you know, you can really focus on getting that finger down and smashing the rest down afterwards. So that's the alternative way of holding it. Now, I'm just prioritizing that, okay? But obviously you want to practice that change repeatedly, okay? You'll find some days it will feel like it's not getting any better, but I promise if you just keep making that motion, you'll pick it up one day, put yourself under a bit of pressure, just play it. Or just try changing between those chords. You might even just pick the chord with your fingers like that. You'll get there. It just takes persistence. Believe me, I've put hours and hours and hours into just tiny little details in songs to get them. It doesn't just come naturally to anyone, really. So, pick the 3rd fret on the 5th string. So that's a G7 and we're going to a C9. Like that. So after that, I then play the 2nd string. Okay, so I pick the 3rd fret on the 5th string. Then my 3rd finger plays the 2nd string. Like that. Then the pick plays the 4th string. So I'm holding 3rd fret, 2nd fret there. 3rd, 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 okay? So I'm playing the 2nd string. Pick plays the 4th string, which is this note. Okay. And then my pinky plays the 1st string. 5th, 2nd, 4th, 1st. And then I lift the 2nd finger and I pick the 6th string. And then I pick the 6th string there like that. And then I play the 2nd string at the end of it. So. And then I finish by picking the 4th string. I'll do a little slower. See, I finished with that last strike. Now, the next part, and this is one of the really cool things about these pieces, once you learn one pattern, and it can seem really difficult, the good news is you get to use it again. And you've got a whole nother section here that you're like, oh, I've got to learn that too. Guess what? You've already learnt it. Same thing, 2 frets up. Okay, so I really don't need to walk you through this because you've already learnt it. You just have to move it to, well, you're working on it now, I assume. 5th, 2nd, 4th, 1st, 6th, 2nd, 4th. Okay. Okay, so now, some other things I want to mention, you can start to vary those patterns. If you get the hang of that, mix it up with the right hand. You might hear the heater going on just now. It's quite chilly here in Melbourne at the moment. So I do apologize for that if you can hear it. Anyway, so now, instead of doing that same pattern, you could do this. You could go do the first string instead. And then this time, you could do the instead of doing the second string in the first string, do the third string in the second string. Okay. Do the same here. Okay, so I'll play that as a smooth variation. Okay, and another great variation might be where you play the third string and then the first string. Like that. So I'm going, playing that same. Maybe I could play the first string there, like that, and then for the second pattern, I'm going to play the third string and first string. And it's a whole different pattern. But I haven't really had to do anything particularly strenuous compared to what you would have done if you just already learnt the first part. You just vary things around with that right hand. Obviously, we can do different rhythms, and that gets a little bit more complicated. But that's pretty much it for today. So that's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please check out my other videos. And don't forget to comment, subscribe, click the like button. It all helps so much. Really appreciate your time. See you in the next video.